So this video is on how to create a new habit. So first and foremost, why do we want to create new habits? New habits are our way out of our subconscious programs, are our way out of the things that we do mindlessly on autopilot without thinking about it day after day. So 5 steps to create a new habit. We want to first pick a small change, something so small it's barely even noticeable. So some examples of this could be getting up 10 minutes earlier, starting a meditation practice for 2 or 3 minutes, 5 deep belly breaths. I work with clients all the time. The smallness of this, the insignificance almost barely noticeable, is so important because clients I work with want to do all of these new things. Some of you guys watch me every morning doing multiple things. I get up, I journal, I work out, I meditate, I do breath work. I did not start doing all of these things at once. The reason for this is that we want to work with our subconscious, not against it. What do I mean when I say that? If you guys listen to my last video, which I'm going to link below, on mental resistance is there. Our subconscious is going to try to talk us out of doing these new things the whole time we're doing these new things. So what is important, like I said, is picking a habit that's so small, a new behavior that's so small, because not only does it make it likelier that we're going to be able to keep that promise, that new small promise to ourselves, for at least 30 days. Remember, consistency is important, but it also is going to give us practice overcoming our mental resistance. Because each time, so say if it's I'm going to wake up 10 minutes earlier, each time my alarm goes off 10 minutes earlier, better believe my mental resistance is going to say, oh no, you have 10 more minutes, go back to sleep. So each time I make a new choice, I'm overcoming that mental resistance. So one small habit, one small thing, we build a foundation, we empower ourselves to start to make these new choices, and then over time we can start to add new behaviors, but start with one. Step 2, set an intention. What does that mean? That means I'm going to consciously, now remember we have the subconscious, which is my autopilot, so I'm going to consciously remind myself, I want to do this new thing, and I'm going to remind myself all day until I've done the thing. And then I'm going to remind myself that I want to do the thing the next day. It's as simple as that. That's important because a reminder, a conscious intention, is activating consciousness. It's activating the awareness that has the choice in that moment to say, you know what? No, I'm not going to stay in bed 10 more minutes. I'm going to get up. So the more we consistently remind that consciousness, the more likely we are to make that choice. Number 3, do it no matter what. Each time you do it, like I said, you are empowering yourself. The language I use, if you guys follow me on Instagram, is you're keeping a small promise to yourself. So doing it no matter what is so empowering. Activating that choice is so empowering. What's not empowering is not doing it and then watching yourself and have all of that inner critic and all of that shame that's going to make you feel hopeless, helpless, and disempowered. So it is so important, especially at the beginning stages of habit creation, to do it, to exercise that choice no matter what. And then the final step, this is building toward empowerment. I want you to do 3 things. I want you to notice that you've done it. So once I went and I did that 2-minute meditation, or I got up 10 minutes earlier, don't go right back into autopilot with a million other things that I have to do in my day. Consciously notice, you know what, Nicole? You did that thing. It's as simple as that. Again, we're activating consciousness. We're logging to ourselves that we kept that promise, that we set an intention, and we did what we said. And then I want you after it to resist any urge to feed that inner critic, to minimize it, to invalidate it, to say, oh, it was only 2 minutes today, that was nothing. Or to hyper-focus on the reality that you might not feel the effects of it right away. 2-minute meditation, you might feel good afterward, you might not. And that's okay. Because what's important, remember, is that we're creating a habit. We're breaking out of the subconscious. So do not disempower yourself once you've done it by minimizing or invalidating or almost making as if you shouldn't have done it. So resist that urge. And then the final one, I want you to start to observe the changes as they accumulate over time. I say over time because a lot of these changes, like I said, aren't going to happen right away. We are shifting from immediate feedback, I feel good right now, which is usually what drives a lot of our negative habits, to one that is more long-term. So I might have to meditate or wake up earlier for 10 minutes for a month, and then I might start to feel a little different. The more we notice that, not only are we empowered because I made the choice that got me now, this new change, these effects, this positive, but we also now have the evidence that's going to be in our consciousness that we can factor in the next million times our brain tells us not to. So for me, again, my mental chatter starts from the time I wake up. It tells me not to get up. It tells me not to meditate. It tells me the gym I can go to tomorrow, or I can do one less set. It tells me a million things, but I make the choice to do it anyway. Why? Because I've observed now over time how I feel when I do these things each day consistently and how I feel when I don't. So in that space now between hearing my mental voice, my chatter, my resistance, which is always there, I can remind myself, no, you know what, Nicole? You don't want to do it today. I don't want to do it any day. And your thoughts have made a great case with why I shouldn't do it or I don't have to do it today, but I'm choosing to. And I'm choosing to, like I said, because I've noticed the difference. That will keep you motivated. So I hope you find these steps helpful. Remember, change is hard. Creating new habits is hard, but is the way out of our subconscious programming. And the more we practice this, not only do we have some great new habits, which can have really amazing effects in our lives, but we can start to feel empowered. And the more empowered we are, and the more we trust ourselves, and the more we watch ourselves keeping our word, then we can truly create anything in our lives. So I hope you guys found this video helpful. Thank you for tuning in.